What's going on, Antonio? Thank you for that support, Cuzzo. Thank you. Keep pounding, brother. How you doing? How you doing in life today? What it do, Will Robinson? What's happening with you? Happy Monday. How's everybody doing out there? Getting a late start today. And I'd like to welcome you to the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your hostess of the mostest. This is Cali Blue, where I rep the Carolina Panthers. My fanhood, your fanhood. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Anybody, you're welcome to pull on up. Let's chat. Let's talk about what's going on, what's making everything positive for our Carolina Panthers today on a Monday. What's going on, Antonio? I'm here. I'm here. Got you guys on the computer there. Sitting here in the kitchen. I'm cooking something to eat. What you got going on? What's this faith about with the W? What's happening? What's that about? What's that all about? Let me know. Boy, come on now. Free agency starts in 1 week. When did it start? On the 9th? What's today? The 3rd? 2nd? I believe today is the 3rd. So, man, we got 1 more week before free agency starts up. This is a really exciting time for a Panther, man. This is a really telltale sign of who we're going to be, not only for next year, but up and coming. I'm really looking to see what kind of money that they spend on getting us somebody who is solidified. I want a big name. I want somebody who does damage in the NFL, who's proven. Yeah, what's going on, SGA? Happy Monday to you, brother. Yeah. This is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I'm your host, Cali Blue. I'm here to discuss all things Carolina Panthers. We are 1 week away from free agency. And if you're a Carolina Panther, man, I got to tell you, you have got to be excited. If you're a Carolina Panther, you know that we need some big names. We need to spend some money. Who are we going to get? What kind of deals do we already have going? Because I imagine it's going to happen pretty quickly. I don't think it's going to be at the end of the season, OTAs and stuff like that. I think the big name is going to come, as soon as they open it up. What you talking about, SGA? Let's see here. You say, let me put you up on the board. I want to get a girl who's strong, muscular, and has lots of tattoos and has badass energy. Well, I hope you find her, buddy. Absolutely. But regarding free agency, that's what I want to talk about today. See what's going on out there. Yeah, I imagine this is the internet, SGA. I can only imagine. But you're the host, so you can guide all that type of talk. You can either allow it or you don't have to. It's your channel. So my channel is mostly to emphasize on, good time with my Carolina Panthers, moments like that. Of course, we can always, deter a little bit and talk about life and everything in between. But my channel is mostly is talk about Carolina Panther football, anything related to that, anything related to football, NFL, stuff of that nature. And I'll let it be known when it's time not to talk about that. But that's perfectly okay. And if you didn't know, this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your hostess of the mostest, Cali Blue, and I represent those Carolina Panthers NFL football teams. Been a fan more than 30 years. Here to discuss it with any and everybody. Yeah. I'm glad you asked. Thanks for asking, SGA. I'm doing good. I am doing very well. No complaints here on a Monday. Woke up this morning, had some good eats, had a great weekend. Sitting enjoying this beautiful weather as the sun is coming down. Sunset, as upon us here in California. It's almost 6 o'clock here. So I imagine on the East Coast it's coming up on 9 o'clock over there. So yeah, I don't have any complaints. No complaints at all. Not today. And if I did, you probably wouldn't hear about them anyway. This is kind of my stress reliever is coming on here and talking about my Carolina Panthers in any faster form. So whenever I'm talking about Panthers, it's usually a good thing. I think we talked about that, SGA. Let's see here. Let's throw you up here. What are your thoughts on your Carolina Panthers? You know my thoughts. I think you know. What players do I think we're going to get? I don't know. There's so many good players out there to get. But I'm hoping we get an edge rusher and a solidified linebacker. That's what I want out of free agency. And we might have to grab some offensive linemen. There's some in the draft. There's a lot to get. But I'm really looking to get a big name out there in regards to the edge position and a middle linebacker. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I want a big name. I want somebody who's already been doing it, proven. And we all know who those players are. I don't like to jinx it and throw those names out there. If I got somebody on the panel and they want to throw all the names out there, they're more than welcome. But I just don't do that. I don't like to jinx it. But I will tell you this. I follow my team. I follow my general manager. I follow the media. So I watch so many streams of podcasters, sports analysis, talk shows, from the internet to TV. I read a lot. So I have a lot inside of my head, but I'm willing to talk about it, But yeah, we're 1 week away from this free agency thing, so it's about to kick off. For me, this is a very big moment for our Carolina Panthers. Even more so than the draft. Absolutely, 100% agreed that this free agency is a telltale sign of who we are going to become, and it's kind of like a groundbreaking thing for me, a rebirth, if you could say. And for those of y'all watching, this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, Cali Blue, talking all things LA to Charlotte, everything in between and around it regarding the Carolina Panthers. Well, I proudly rep Carolina Panthers as a fan. Not a TV fan. I watch it from TV and the stands. Been doing this for more than 30 years. And if you don't believe me, I have receipts on YouTube. Go ahead and watch those videos. I strongly suggest that you guys, like, share, and comment. Join in. Let's just have some conversations about our Carolina Panthers. I'm one of those guys who likes to talk about the good times, the good moments. What are some of your favorite moments and stuff like that? More of your fanhood as opposed to, the X's and O's. Definitely have a lot to talk about when we actually have the games and we can sit here and critique and talk about this player and that player. But yeah, I'm looking to bring big things to this channel, represent Los Angeles, all the way up until 704. It's one of my goals, one of my plans, um, to have players who have come from the Los Angeles area and actually played for it. It has something to do with the Carolina Panthers. That's why my show is called 213, because I represent the 213. I am an LA native. And I've been repping the 704 Carolina Panthers since 99 is what I can really remember when I really get down for the Carolina Panthers. 99, the year 1999. If anybody remembers that was the world was supposed to come to an end back then in 1999. So, but I have some very clear memories of my Carolina Panthers and me repping them, and going above and beyond, as opposed to just putting on gear and watching them in a bar or something. I started going to games. I started realizing who they are and learning about the city and the culture. And every year, win or loss, I became more and more of a fan. Even till last year, I went to 6 games, y'all. Well, 7 games, including the playoffs. I went to 6 games. We lost every one of them games. We lost 6 games. And I got on the plane and went back home, looking forward to the next one. Yes, I did. Let's see here. SGA, what are you talking about? Put you up on the board here. Following the 2025 season, the Carolina Panthers entered the 2026 offseason with 24 players eligible for unrestricted free agency. Headlined by the 1,000-yard rusher, Rico Dowdle. Yeah, well, if Rico can't get his money somewhere else, I'm sure he'll be back here, and we'll give him the minimum. We'll give him a little something with some incentives, kind of like we did if he was to get 1,000 yards. I think he got an extra $1 million. We'll probably give him that if that's on the table, if somebody doesn't pick him up. So, with all the other players, there's one guy on top of my brain is our center, Cade Mays. I'm hoping we could keep him just for continuity. There's so many other players out there. The rest of the team, I think we have solidified positions in regards to those 24 players eligible. In about 3 days, I'm going to have my computer up running so we can go over videos and we can call up stuff like this and we can go over the videos like you're saying, 24 players eligible, so I can show everybody so we can have a conversation about it. But yeah. Appreciate you helping out with the content, SGA. Really do. Yeah, these guys. All these guys helped us out. Like Austin Corbett, he was a big guy for the Panthers when he first came in the league. He really helped us out. Yas needs him. I think we still need him as well. But hey, we got to go. DJ Wanham, I'm a Wanham fan. I spoke on Cade Mays. But DJ, I'm hoping we can work something out with him. But if we can't, hey, like I said, I'm looking for a big name edge rusher in the free agency. So those are the things that I'm looking forward to. It's kind of exciting. There's a lot of buzz around Carolina. The media, I finally see an upward trending in regards to us, Carolina Panthers. I see a lot of sports announcers, shows, big heavy hitters out there, and podcasters all around giving the Carolina Panthers, giving us some props out there. I think when they say Carolina Panthers are going to be a good team, I think they're starting to believe it, So, and if they don't, then we'll just have to show them one more time. Let's see here. Christian Roseboom, we got him. He did the job that he was supposed to when you speak about these guys. Nick Scott, continuity player. I personally am not a Scott fan, but like I said, I don't like to talk about my Panthers like that. But in regard to Roseboom, we can keep him on the low. He's one of those tangibles. He's going to be there and make some tackles. I think he made the most tackles on our team with 100 and something like that. But those are not. We need someone who is the brains of that defense, who is going to be more productive and be someone to fear out there. So I think Christian Roseboom is a good side piece, to be honest with you. What are you talking about? Talk about the 49ers? Okay, what's happening? Let's see. As of March 2026 months, San Francisco 49ers face a pivotal offseason with 28 players set to become free agents, including key contributors, wide receiver Juan Jennings. There was some talk we might get him. He fits well with us, even though he had a little problem with Morig on a Monday night game. The wide receiver Kendrick Burns and defensive lineman Jordan Elliott. Yeah, I think most teams, this is what the NFL is about. You got to pay the players to keep them. You got to choose which ones, and then the players that don't, they'll just move along and go to another team. You have to be productive in the NFL for somebody wanting to be on another NFL team. That's what it's all about. You have to be productive. But yeah, this Jennings is a wide receiver that I can see on the Carolina Panthers. He fits the scheme. I don't know about his attitude. But yeah, this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, Callie Blue. 30 plus years as a Carolina Panther fan. 30 years. Man, how time flies. For you YNs out there, you youngsters out there, man, it's going to be here sooner than you know it. Sometimes I look at myself and I just can't believe I've been here for 30 years as a fan of a football team. So, something to be proud of for me personally. Yeah. Big fan of pulled pork sandwiches, huh? I like those sandwiches as well. Did you see my little? I was going to talk about. I visited Smokehouse Destinations, our Destination Smokehouse yesterday, and the downfall of it, because I live really close to there. And if you follow internet media, you probably have seen some things on Destination Smokehouse. Mr. Tendernism, who is no longer with Destination Smokehouse, and he's going to start his own thing, which I'm very. What's Destination Smokehouse? You don't need. I won't even talk about it. If you don't know who they are, I'm not going to give them some props. So they were a big barbecue spot that kind of went viral, and people from all around the states were coming to visit them. And they had a gentleman by the name of Mr. Tendernism, and he started a barbecue that kind of went on a sensation of, they just loved him. He just reminds you of somebody's uncle supposed to be back there barbecuing, and he did really good things for them. And their situation, their friendship fell apart So he is no longer with them. And I went there the other day, Saturday, a matter of fact, and it was empty. And you'd have to wait 3 hours in line to go get some barbecue. And I live to the city right next to them. They're probably about 15 minutes away from my home. There you go. Google will tell you everything. But they're probably about 15 minutes from my house. When I went there and visited it again, I remember when they first started, which they started in Hemet, which is another surrounding city by where I live. And it's pretty sad to see it empty now, but when you do people wrong, that's what happens. So, that place is it's pretty empty now. And they have a few customers going there, but it's nothing like how the hype of how it was about 6 months ago. Yeah. Would you like to go? I'll take you somewhere else for some barbecue. Some other places who are, I think, got a little bit more flavor. But if you ever came down this way, absolutely. Absolutely. But I suggest you follow a guy by the name of Mr. Tenderism and see where he's going to open up his new spot. And wherever that is, I suggest you go and find out, because he's what it's all about when it comes to barbecue. You know, I live in the city right next to Murrieta. Right next to Murrieta. I won't actually say, but 15 minutes from there. It's Southern California, hour away from San Diego and an hour away from Los Angeles County. I was raised predominantly in Los Angeles, LA. I am an LA native. Lived all over California, Southern California, Los Angeles County to Riverside County, to the valleys, lots of places. I live in a home. I have my own home that I worked very hard for. Yes, it is. Murrieta is a city in southwestern Riverside County. Man, Google just has everything. Known as a fast-growing, family-friend bedroom community. Well, Murrieta has been there for a minute. There's other cities like right next door to it that are growing just as fast. Pretty safe. My city is one of the, top 20 safest cities in California. I'm proud of that, especially being where I was raised, during the 80s, late 80s and 90s in Los Angeles, California. So, these are definitely a good place to live. Kids ride their bikes, they ride their scooters, they're playing football in the streets, in the corner, walking to school, to and from. So, this is a very good community out here. Wow. Yep. And in my community, they are currently building 1,700 homes. You hear what I said? 1,700. It's a lot of farmland out here, and the farmers have sold to these big corporations, and they're building all these communities here in my community. I've been here about 7 years or so in this area. But they're building 1,700 homes behind the mountains behind where I live at. And they have started doing so as we speak every morning. There's tractors, huge tractors out there clearing the way. That's you. That belongs to you. people always want to ask about things that make it better for them when they look at you visually, pleasing. But sometimes it's just a really good compliment, and they could see you. They say, "Hey, you might look better like this or whatever," and they're just speaking their mind. I'm that type of guy. I always see somebody and I say, "Hey, I want you to try this," but there's no disrespect coming at you, I'm sure. Yeah, I just cut the sides of my hair off, and all I have is braids on the top of my head. That's how you feel, then you definitely do you. I like all these little things here. But I feel you. I feel you. I have a beard as well. Well, I have a half beard, a little bit bigger than a goatee. I put a picture in there for them to make a picture in regards to me. This does not look like me, but I have a beard, a goatee beard, I'll call it, because it doesn't go all the way up on the sides of my face. But they put that there, and I was like, that is not me. It does not look like me. I'm a light-skinned brother, light eyes, but I have brown curly hair. Well, I have braids now, lots of dreads and braids on the top of my head. But they made this guy, and I was like, that's not me. That don't look like me. So, but I love the jersey. I do have a jersey like that with the 213 on the front and back. So, I thought that was funny. I share it with you guys with the AI trying to, you know, get some Cali Blue swag. None of these guys look like me. But I like the mock in the background, how they, compose my city, Los Angeles, downtown, all the way to, Carolina. Although that doesn't look like our stadium. That might look like the new stadium that they're going to build pretty soon. But that is not our stadium. We had this one here. I kind of can relate to this one. I like this one. That's more like Carolina's nighttime. Hollywood. That's more like where I come from, with the graffiti. Yeah, I'm going to turn my camera on. My camera will always be on when I have my stage and I have my studio for my podcast. But until then, we will remain. I'm going to do it just like the way I'm doing it. But none of these gentlemen look like me. Me and my girl were just sitting here laughing. So I had to start drawing my own characters, I think I told you yesterday, I like animation and graphics and stuff. I've been a part of that world most of my career. Absolutely. It's coming up. I am working on it. I do something every day in regards to my show. It's a lot of work when you're a one-man band and you're trying to do things the right way and have lots of content, for people to engage and want to watch your channel and be a little different than everybody else out there. So that's what I consider myself, Cali Blue, my Carolina Panthers. So greatness is not rushed. What about you? What's the players? Is there anybody special out there you want in the free agency world coming up on the 9th when they let that gate open for the free agency? Put some players in the chat. You guys thinking you want to go after? Oh man. Okay, let's see. I knew you start. Man, you got a big list. This is like Christmas for you, huh? You want AJ Crosby and Max Crosby and Mike Evans? Good Lord, boy. They gonna spend some money. And Khalil Mack. You think Khalil Mack still got a little bit left in him? I do. But Tariq, they say that boy, that's a good player right there. They say he only got better because he didn't play so much last year, but I call bull crap. People always got something negative to say about him. But yeah, he's definitely an AP player, along with Khalil Mack and all these players that you have here. Mike Evans for sure. But who's you willing to give up anybody on your wide receiver? Jennings maybe, huh? And Evans definitely is. There is talk about him really not coming back to Tampa. That's actually a good spot. Dobbs is somebody that I want for the Carolina Panthers. I wouldn't mind having him, Romeo Dobbs, over here playing for the Panthers. I think that'd be a really good pick for us. Yeah, all of these names here. Jalen Naylor. See, you can just name all these names, and then you don't get them. And it just makes me upset. So I don't talk about the players that I want. I don't want to jinx it. I've learned in these 30 years to kind of go along with whatever they pick because, whatever we say, it just doesn't happen. We are just fans. I am just a fan. And I try to make sense of more about why they picked who they picked. And I really dig into stuff like that. I started looking into their stats and who that player is, where he's from, and what his contract is and things like of that nature. AJ Brown, yeah, all these guys, man. These are solidified NFL studs. Boom, boom. That's another one. A lot of Panthers want Trey Henderson. A lot of Panthers want this guy. A lot of Panthers want him, along with Devin Lloyd, Nick Chubb. There's another one out there. You know, all these guys are for sale. They all got their Carfax report. 2 seconds. Let's see here. Sorry about that. So SGA, all these heavy hitters that you named, I know you're out there listening. Let's just say, I've looked all this stuff up here. So let's just say you're talking about Trey Henderson. What do you think it would take to get a player like that on your team? Okay. What do you think it would take to get a player like AJ Brown? How much money? What kind of trades do you think you would have to do? I've been reading on all of these players, and I know approximately what it would cost to get these guys on your team in today's market. Okay. Are you not satisfied with Ayuk? I thought he was a workhorse. Who would you trade? Hey, who would you want to trade? Who would you want to get? AJ Brown? Or Mike Evans? You want to trade away Ayuk for who? You said no, fuck who? Who? He's always in the doghouse, huh? Yeah, he's one of those troublemakers, huh? AJ Brown, okay. You're going to have to give up more. You can't do a straight up trade for that man. That's a big contract right there. What pick does San Francisco hold in the draft this year? What pick what's your guy's slot number for the draft? And how much in cap space do you have to be spending to buy players out there? Let me see. Go ahead and Google that. 27. Yeah. Okay. And what pick do you guys think you're going to get? Best player available at 27. You probably going to pick the best player left over or try to fill a position. All right, all right. This is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, Cali Blue. Well, I rep the Carolina Panthers, and I love to discuss anything and all things positive. Sometimes a little messy with my Carolina Panthers. We'll be stepping away for a little break. Be back in about 10 minutes. But yeah, we're going to step away and take a little break. After this last message, I read. Let's see here. What do we got going on from SJA? I like this one as the one. Let's see here. I like this one. This one is a fire background for your channel, bro. This freaking rocks, man. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Yeah, it's got that late night feel vibe, you know, conversational piece. So I thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, we're going to take a little break right now. 10-minute break. Let me look for that. And we will be back. Give me 6:33, 6:30. I'll be back around 6:40. Stay tuned for the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, Cali Blue. And we'll be back in 10 minutes. Yeah, this is the 213 to the 704. Yes, I am your host, Kelly Blue. All right. This is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, Callie Blue. I'm here to rep the Carolina Panthers, talk about all things Carolina Panthers from the 213, everything in between 704 and around. I am back, willing to discuss. I know what's ever on everybody's mind is the free agency, which is 1 week away. Pretty exciting stuff. As mentioned before, pretty exciting stuff for the Carolina Panthers. These moves right here are really can make and break our squad. My opinion. In my opinion, at least. Yeah, see here, SGA. Man, what if the Carolina Panthers got us a Mike Evans for his last couple of years? I'll take Mike Evans just 1 year. That's all we need him for. I hate the Bucks, but I don't hate them that much. I'd take Mike Evans and put him on my squad. What I was doing with all the big free agency names out there, I've been AIing all them into wearing Carolina Panther uniforms. Or when I start going live with my studio and showing content and engaging with y'all out there, going over videos and showing certain things. But yeah, I've been doing stuff like that, graphics, all the top free agencies, even the for draft picks. I've been taking them and putting them in Carolina Panther uniforms. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, what are y'all doing out there? I imagine on the East Coast it's 10 o'clock at night. It's 7:05 here, so it's 10:05 on the East Coast. What I find interesting about YouTube, I used to have a pretty big following. In fact, I made a video probably made a video about 2 to 3 months ago talking about a buddy of mine. And I had like 14,000 people watch that video. And then here I put on a live podcast here on YouTube using StreamYard, and the views are just funny. But if I make shorts out of them, I can get at least, 200 people that'll watch my shorts. But when I go live on here, it's just weird how the algorithm works. When you don't spend any money on marketing and stuff like that. But it's weird because I do have like 1,300, and I used to have a nice size following when I made videos for YouTube. But it works. It's weird here, so it's something to learn how this works and what money I shall spend to get a following to be put out there on the internet and broadcast it to people, or they might click in. I know it's kind of hard now because I don't have content or stuff like that. I'm just sitting here basically doing Google Hangouts, which is the OG of the StreamYard. It used to be Google Hangout. But yeah. This is 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, Callie Blue, and I rep the Carolina Panthers. Been a fan for over 30 years, all the way here from Los Angeles. I've spent lots of time involved with the Carolina Panthers. When you have something in your life for that amount of time, which is just as long as my oldest daughter is, I guess you call that kind of family. You know, so being a fan that long, if anything, is supporting something that you have no control of. I think that's pretty valiant. That's pretty fucking cool. You know, but then things that I love. I've had a dog for 18 years. I had a dog for 18 years who passed away a couple of years ago. So that dog was a part of the Carolina Panthers too. I dressed him in so much Carolina Panther shit throughout his whole life. And now I have a new one. I have a new dog, 2 years old. He's a big dog, and he's getting a taste of the Carolina Panthers accessories and clothing line. I think I have 2 jerseys. He definitely has a bunch of dog collars. I found one that I really like, so I'm going to stay with that one. Yeah. What about you guys out there? Anybody have any pets that you dress your dog up in your team jersey, gear, anything, ears, dog collar? I'm going to turn my notifications on if there's anybody that leaves a message or wants to talk. I'll get a sound and they'll alert me, and I'll come over here and talk to y'all. So if you'd like to talk, pull up. You want to comment, go ahead, do so. This is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I'm your host, Cali Blue. If you don't know, now you know. And fuck what you heard. Whoa. Whoa. 9-9. Oh. Let's see here. Man, it's cold tonight. It was about 84 degrees Saturday and Sunday. Fairly warm. And tonight, going to drop like 20 degrees at least, I'd say, if not more. All right, I'm back. This is the 213 to the 704. And I am your host, Cali Blue. Well, I rep the Carolina Panthers for the past 30 years. Or more. Keep pounding mentality of Los Angeles to Charlotte for, like I said, 30 years of Panthers pride. That's a whole lot to say. There any fans out there who's been a fan of something for that long? I imagine a lot of you, like SGA, you're a young man out there. So just imagine being a fan of 30-something years, rooting for a team we have no control of, and who has not given me a Super Bowl, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. This is Cali Blue. Tune in daily to the 213-704 podcast starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That's 7 o'clock Eastern time, Charlotte time. Like, share, engage, and subscribe. Keep pounding. Hashtag 51 podcast daily show. Carolina to Los Angeles NFL football team. I have been a fan of something for 30 years. That was a grown man's decision, being a Carolina Panther. When I think about it, it still gives me chills. That's how much I like my team. Most people wouldn't understand it, especially being a Carolina Panther, if you are not a Panther fan. And I think Carolina Panthers have had a rebirth with all our young folks out there becoming diehard Carolina Panther fans. Been to a lot of games this past year, and I saw lots and lots of Carolina Panther fans. I hope you guys stick around. Do good things in the world, live your life like Cali Blue has. And could be a fan of somebody or a team, football team, who historically has not been very good on the regular. So, but there's something special about Charlotte football as opposed to any other teams out there in the NFL. There's something very special in regards to the Carolina Panthers and the city of Charlotte. Like, if you haven't been to a football game, a Carolina Panther football game in Charlotte, I highly suggest you go visit. You go to a game, whatever team you represent out there, even if you're not a football, NFL, American football fan out there. Something Charlotte is somewhere to go. Hotels are all close, restaurant, live entertainment, good people. You can go and be yourself in Charlotte and without getting caught up, in my opinion. I tell many people that Charlotte, the 704 area code, downtown area specifically, truly reminds me of when Cali Blue was a youngster in the city of Los Angeles. That's what Charlotte reminds me of today, to be quite frank with you. It has that just little taste of who they are themselves, and nobody else can be them but Charlotte. And it still feels a lot safe, where you can be yourself and enjoy life and, the scene and the people. Kind of like how it was when I grew up in Los Angeles before it got, to where it is now, in my opinion. Very, very dangerous. And the fun is a little different, but it could be because I'm older, so shit. But definitely LA is not how it used to be. But I'm just running my mouth. That usually happens. Like I say, when I get on here and I get to talk to the world in regards to my Carolina Panthers, something takes over me and makes me feel good. I'm super proud to be a part of this team. The reality of it from a mental note inside of my head about this team. Sounds kind of, I don't know. I don't expect anybody to really understand it. But there are fans like that, I've heard. But I can only relate to myself. So when I see people, when I meet people discussing my Carolina Panthers, or they like the Panthers, everyone from a youngster, like a little kid who loves the Carolina Panthers, to an OG out there, way past an OG, an elderly person who's repping the Carolina Panthers, which I've met plenty of them. There's something special about that. If you think about it, like when you say 30 years, that's truly 30 years. A season is pretty much 1 year from the next. Playing since I've started with football, with 16 games. Was it even less than that? I wonder if it's always been 16 games. It's something I need to look into. Till now, 18 games. So a little bit longer of a season. So just imagine. That's 18 weeks, 16 weeks, sitting there watching your team from wherever. If you can't go to games, you're sitting there watching it on the television 16 weeks in a row. That's pretty impressive. So I'd be curious to see the numbers on that. How many years or how many days I've watched the Carolina Panthers for at least 16 games. Times 30. Y'all do the math before I do it. That's a whole lot of time spent watching something on a television, or rooting, or, being a part of something. Anything you do, not just football, whatever. Your profession, such as my profession, is just as long as that career. I've been in the same profession for 30 years or so. Being a part of this YouTube, when YouTube was just coming out and we were doing videos and, cutting up songs and being your own producer and editor and director, to now the way YouTube does things. Don't understand the algorithm here. I could make a video and put it out there, just something in regards to giving a homage, rest in peace video about a fellow person I met here on YouTube many, many years ago, He was a Dallas Cowboys fan. And I made a video in my backyard. I just turned the camera on, had it on my face, and talking with me and my dog, and talking about this guy who happened to be from my neighborhood. So, but I got like 14,000 views on there. Yeah, I am an OG. This is very true, SGA. I definitely am an OG. I would say that. I am from that era, and I made it out. And I live a very, decent life. So yeah, I don't see how the algorithm works here, where I can make a video probably 3 months ago, and I was saying 14,000 views to creating a podcast, and I have over 1,300 subscribers, which is nothing for anyone to be serious about something here. But it's serious to me. If I have 1,300 people who like the Carolina Panthers, that would be awesome. But just discussing how the algorithm works, and you can't really seem to get a hold or see how YouTube puts you out there unless you pay some money or something. So, but anyways, I am in behind the scenes creating content, setting up a little podcast studio along the line, something like this, for one of them, my main place that I'll be doing my podcast. So kind of is like to the T, I'd say. I mean, it's nothing special than what you probably see this type of stuff everywhere you go on your podcast channels. Which is basically all you need. That's what I'll start with. I have a really nice computer, lots of memory, so I can do some pretty cool stuff. Showing replays, slow it down, breaking news. You can log into a channel on YouTube. There's some other platforms out there you can use to bring live content, like you have in the, like you watch, your cable channels, subscribers. So I'll be doing stuff like that. I'm just talking out loud. Anybody listening, pull on up. If you want to talk about Carolina Panthers or anything positive, don't come in here with no negative stuff, because Cali Blue don't get down like that. I am. I like that, SGA. I truly am. I used to have OGs that I followed, and now all of a sudden, I'm a fucking OG. And I am one for real, for real. Not that one before me or others aren't, but I would say yes, I am. And others who know me probably would say that now. Anybody who can make it out of LA at my age, still sitting here, happy about life, and move on and let that stuff go. Don't let negative things or things that we had no control of back then hold us down. And somehow the Lord bless us to still be here. Is an OG. Coming from the era. That's why another reason why the Carolina Panthers is such a good thing for me. That time in my life, I was getting rid of all of that stuff and not having to, I started when the Carolina Panthers came into my eyes of being a football fan, which was a grown man's decision. I would say that my life started changing. And the things that I wanted and things that I was going after and things that were involved in my life at that time, good and bad. I remember the Carolina Panthers were a part of that every year, up until 30 years now plus, shit. It's 2026, so that's just 26. And I became a really good fan. 1999 Carolina Panthers. So like I say, every time I get a chance to talk with somebody who's a Panther fan, if you happen to come from Los Angeles, even better. But man, I've had relationships built over these years, meeting people from all over. And however you meet somebody and you can stay around and be a part of their lives for 30 fucking years, that's pretty cool. So, and especially the shit you can remember. Because a lot of things I done and experienced shit, I can't remember that shit. But yeah, that 30, if you guys keep looking at that number of my background, the guy's wearing number 30, that's in no relation to Chuba Hubbard. That's symbolizing my 30 plus years as a fan, not necessarily the number 30 Chuba Hubbard. If anybody's wondering. Of the jersey being worn. But yeah, like I was saying, this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Cali Blue, and I represent the Carolina Panthers for over 30 years of that keep pounding mentality. Although the keep pounding motto, I think that came into play, our mantra came into play 2004, maybe 2003 we went to the Super Bowl. Somebody tell me, but yeah, definitely somewhere around there. 2005 sounds too late, so I would think keep pounding came into play. We really, really, truly adapted that as an organization, 2004. But somebody let me know if I'm incorrect. I don't claim to know it all. And like I say, I have lots and tons of memories, and I go a long way with my Carolina Panthers, so there's lots of things that have gone on in our history. Mostly good, mostly excellent memories with my Carolina Panthers and players, but there's been a few setbacks and things that we kind of don't want to talk about. But I do talk about all things. One of the sad times was where we had a player where he did some very bad things, went to prison. He killed somebody. Ray Caruth, we all know who he is. If you're still around. Yeah, he did the most unthinkable. He went to prison. He's now out of prison. And his son pulled it through. And but yeah, those are some type of things that have happened. And I remember watching that on the news, actually, when they were chasing this motherfucker, chasing him down, and saw him, I saw him being chased on the news, and this dude hiding in the trunk of a car. Yeah, that was very surreal. So, yeah, I imagine for other teams out there, there's been some pretty embarrassing things that we like not to be a part of. Anybody else go through some things out there? Anybody else out there can relate to Cali Blue? Put a 1 in the comment if you can relate, at least. Or am I just blabbing? I know somebody who can relate to Cali Blue. That's Cali Blue. Fun fact about Cali Blue is I always have liked trains, so that will be incorporated into my podcast. You'll always hear stuff like that when I like something. I like that. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of trains since I was a little boy. In fact, I have a train tattooed on my forearm. Yeah, this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I'm your host, Cali Blue, and I represent the Carolina Panthers for more than 30 years. I was just watching the views on my computer here, and I see it changing, going up and down. Man, I wish I had that thing where you can see who's popping in and who's popping out. That would be a really good thing if they had that on here. Well, I'm back. This is the host of 213 to the 704 podcast. Well, I rep the Carolina Panthers and like to talk about it. Anybody out there want to pull up, comment? You're welcome to do so. The link is in the chat. And if not, you're just here just to catch the good, keep pounding vibes. We appreciate that as well. But tune in daily to the 213 to the 704 podcast starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Please like, share, engage, and subscribe. Keep pounding, hashtag 51. We are a podcast daily show representing the Carolina Panthers, everything from Los Angeles and the NFL football league. How's everybody doing out there? What do you think about my background music? Should I put something more up to date? Me personally, I like it. I think it's a good vibe. But then again, I've been called, what was I called earlier? An OG. Yeah. So my vibe might be different, and that's okay. Yeah. Anybody got any good stories out there? What's going on in your life? Anybody visiting any good places this weekend? Any celebrations coming up? I'll keep repeating. Tune in daily to the 213 to the 704 podcast starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Like, share, engage, and subscribe. I am the host, Callie Blue, and I represent the Carolina Panthers fan base. I am just one of many for over 30 years. And I'm proud of it. As strange as it may sound to some, but not to all. And I do know there's a place called Bank of America Stadium where I can get all the love I need. And if you don't know, now you know. Yeah. And you know what? I like the name of my show, too. I really do. It fits me well. 704 Podcast. Everything Los Angeles to Charlotte. Love it. Proud of it. You know, shit. Carolina Panthers represent 2 states. So throw me up in there. Now we represent 3. Shit. For over 30 years. Los Angeles, Southern and Northern Charlotte, Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna get a hat, t-shirt, jacket. Say Carolina represents 3 states. 3 states, 1 Cali blue. Fuck with me. Yeah. We can pull up and talk about stories too, you know. You know, if you come from the 213, you got some stories to tell. I imagine it's the same for the 704. Because, like I said, 704 today in particular, going to visit them this last year, reminds me of an early Los Angeles vibe. You know, everybody out in the streets having good time, good music, good people. So, and it says something about my young Carolina Panther fans today. You know, for a team that hasn't been winning, still under 500, to be honest with you, but repping them Carolina Panthers hard. No, that's what I saw. And that makes me feel good because I've been doing it way before these youngsters was born. Shit, that's when I was making Carolina Panther babies. That's what I was making you YNs out there. They get tired from being out there just rooting by yourself all the damn time. Not that I'm not capable, because that's what I've been doing. But man, it feels good when you go home to somewhere who wear that processed blue, Carolina blue, and rep that shit like you do, if not harder. Well, it's kind of harder to try to rep that shit harder than me, because I consider myself that one. But I know it's a whole bunch of niggas feel just like me. But if you're a real diehard Carolina Panther fan, I'm gonna tell you, you should feel very good that you have a Panther fan like myself next to you as your brother. And if you're a woman, I could be your older brother, younger brother. You know. Someday I'm gonna make a show about Carolina Panther fan, the women out there. Because I have a few in mind that I know who are diehard Carolina Panther fan. One of them was my mother, by the way. She wasn't always one, but she turned into one, and she was a huge Carolina. When I was talking so much shit about my Panthers, she would back them up and tell me to sit my ass down. Say, boy, you know you love them Carolina Panthers. I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to be there next Sunday with the fucking TV on watching. And she wasn't lying. I'm one of those Panther fans, or I was as a younger, when I was just watching them on TV a lot. I'm one of them fans would get mad and be mad. Everybody was going to have a fucked up Sunday if the Panthers didn't win. But you don't want to be around me. I was negative, down in the dumps as a youngster. Be upset. People couldn't relate to me because don't nobody watch no Carolina Panthers over here, especially. So it was really just me and my woman, and then my kids. You know, I would say like 2004 to 2011, 12, we really had a lot of struggles, just like we had from after the Super Bowl 2015 up until last year. So we had around the same stretch. Well, I've experienced that twice now, where we weren't very damn good, you know. And then we have some years like I'm talking about, starting from 2012, 11. Not that we didn't have some great games and some pretty decent seasons. We won more than 500. But 2012 was some good years, 12, 13, 14, obviously 15, even 17. We did enough. Obviously last year. So, but overall, always exciting. I can remember my Panthers for all them prior years, 2000, 2002 to 3. After that, 2006, 2007, 8. Yeah, I was riding hard with my Panthers. I used to live in so many different cities of Los Angeles, so I would always look for a bar to watch. This was before the internet, and you could stream it and find somewhere to watch it. I would find a bar in all the city. I was moving a lot, working a lot. But I have for years. I can put the bar along with the place I watch my Carolina Panthers. South Pasadena was one of them, one of my favorites. South Pasadena area. A restaurant by the name of Charlie Trios. If anybody's out there, you want to go have some good Italian cuisine. Pretty decent, cool neighborhood. Back then, I haven't been there a long time, but I imagine it's still the same. South Pasadena, place called Charlie Trios. They have really good pastas and a roasted chicken that is fucking fabulous. They make their own pizza. They have a really good, what's their kind of feel like? Old school, antique type of Cheers, if you guys know that show, kind of bar. That downtown type of vibe. Big booth seating. Really warm and friendly with neighborhood people that go there. It's a neighborhood bar, restaurant. At that time, there was a pretty cool bartender that lived in the neighborhood. Everybody would come on Sundays, Monday nights to watch football there. Spend plenty of Sunday there. Spending money, riding my motorcycle, coming back. Normally, the Panthers would always have a 1:00 game throughout our history, as far as I know. But majority of the Panthers usually play 10 a.m. here on the West Coast of California. So our games are at 10 in the morning. So I got to get up, partying, having fun, handling life with kids or whatever on Saturday. And then I'd have to get up, early to watch the games. I know it's 1:00 for y'all back there, but it's generally been a lot of 10 a.m. Sunday mornings for me here, watching the Carolina Panthers in those days. Like I said, in different cities that I lived in, bars. I watched the Super Bowl, 2015 Super Bowl. I watched that in a bar downtown. I was going to go to that game. I live in Los Angeles. Most people, if you're not from here, you think everywhere in California is close. Well, that was at the Levi Stadium, and I was going to go, but I tore my Achilles heel 1 week before the Super Bowl, doing some sprints in the damn gym. So I ended up watching the game downtown Los Angeles to a Panther bar that was there, pretty well known. And as y'all know, we lost that game. And then shit. They had a big picture of Cali Blue in the LA Times with me damn near crying. My whole face. So if you look at a Los Angeles LA Times for the 2015 Super Bowl, and you look up Carolina Panther fans in the LA Times, you'll see a picture of Cali Blue. You can't miss it. 2015 bar in downtown LA. What was it called? Hillman's or something like that. But Los Angeles, LA Times, for the fans in Los Angeles downtown sports bar. You'll see my picture, huge picture, next to the girl at the time I was dating. I was down there crying. I have that picture in my. You guys will see it soon when I show you my podcast room. But yeah, that's one of the places I've been to. What's up, Leo Porte? How do you pronounce your name, man? Would you offer Bryce a contract extension right now? Hell no. Nope. Absolutely not. This is a business year for Bryce Young. Bryce Young has got to prove himself. I want to see what it's all about. Why not? Because the man hasn't even given us over. Can we get a 500 season? Can we be over 500? That was his third year. He played one bad year and one, and I don't even call that year. I mean, it was a great game, his games that he won, but he's not an AP. I don't know if a journeyman is going to be good enough for the Carolina Panthers to sign a contract. I don't know if that's good enough anymore. Like I've been saying, Leo, I've been here for 30 years, bro. Like I've been here a long time, man. And Bryce Young, although I'm behind him, I'm just not all sold in on him to give him a contract extension. I'm behind him as far as him being able to go and do something and be the quarterback we need him to do. But he's going to have to prove that this year. We are not 500. We're not a 500 team. All of that is not on Bryce Young. I get it, but he has not been a 500 average quarterback for me. He's been electric. He's been amazing in the games that he's won and then coming back, but he's also been pretty damn bad. But I'm not one of those Bryce Young haters. I think he has the skills to do it, and I'm rooting for him next year. I'm rooting for him this upcoming season, which is why I'm not mad if we get an offensive lineman in the draft or we find somebody, we pay somebody. What about you? I'm not a Bryce fan. He is. I'll put this up here. Are you a Carolina Panther fan? He is ultra trash. Damn, he's ultra trash, not like the smooth ultra. Why, he's just the ultra, not smooth ultra trash. Huh, Leo? Come on, man. All day? Well, damn. Well, that means when he plays on Monday night, he's probably good because you say he's only trash in the daytime. You're from Carolina? I think I remember you now. Who you want to be your quarterback there? See, I don't have a problem. I can sit here and shoot the shit. Bryce is mega trash. Why is he that bad? No, he's had some bad games, bro, but he's also had some good games. Come on now. Where he literally did it himself. And he's gotten better to evading, motherfuckers like right on top of his back. His first year, cut him some slack. He was being bombed on. 14-35 as a starter. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, Leo. Did you go to the game, the playoff game versus the Rams, a few months back? But you know, Zach Wilson. Can you see Zach Wilson doing some of the electrifying things that Bryce did? You know, I just watched somebody show that game where he threw for 448 yards. You know, against Atlanta. So he's done some really cool shit. Because you should never say never, Leo. I don't know your age, brother, but I definitely don't say that shit no more. But I feel you. He definitely has. You know, I did you know that I went to 7 fucking games last year from Los Angeles? I live here in California. I don't know if they throw for 448 yards for the Carolina Panthers because it's only been one other person to do that in a game. And I don't hang his hat on that because I could shut people down. You know, some places they were calling Bryce a legend, and I got kind of upset. I thought that was like a little bit shameful for all the legends out there. Because truth be told, Leo, Steve Berline threw for 4,400 yards and 36 touchdowns in 1999. And we were 8-8. And he did that in 16 games. Bryce Young has only thrown for 3,000, just barely over 3,000 yards in 18 games. So I don't like to hear that talk about Bryce, but I think the kid is something special, and he just might shock the world, shut everybody the fuck up. I wouldn't bet against him right now. And I've been a part of some pretty horrible seasons here, just like we've been having since 2017 up until last year where we got barely, about a hair on our chinny chin where the Lord blessed us with being able to play, in some friendly fire competition. Leo.
Good evening, my brother.
What's
good
happening?
evening. What's going on, my
How
good
you doing?
man?
Give me a sec. I'm just sitting over here just topping up and shooting my shit and just talking out to the world. Hold on real quick. Let me turn this music down. What you think about that background music? I kind of like that shit.
I like it, brother. It's very relaxing.
Right? It's engaging, huh?
Absolutely. It reminds me of smooth jazz or something like that. Listen to that while we relax.
Yeah, that's where I think I'm at in my life at this age group.
Man, you about to say that, but I ain't no young man. I mean, shit, I'm 50 years old. Shit, I'm old.
Okay, we ride the same thing there, Leo.
There you go.
Leo, I think I know you. I think
you probably don't know me, man. I'm on the Panther shit, talking shit about Bryce Young all day long, man. Getting kicked off of platforms, people
you
crying.
ain't gonna never get kicked off of here. You start talking shit about me when I'm in my feelings probably one day, then I'll kick you off.
Nah, it'll never be about the person. No, absolutely not. It'll only be about Bryce Young. Yeah, I ain't attacking nobody because we all different.
Yeah.
But
Leo, you in the industry? You in the media game?
Nah, I probably am, but I probably not. But if you do, if you do see me somewhere, just say that's where you know me from.
Okay, got you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Appreciate you,
man. So thank you, brother.
About Bryce. With Bryce, man, I just tell it like it is. I mean, I like the Negro is not even 500. Like, can he give us a 500?
But nah, brother, look here, man.
Yeah,
look here, man. If this man, 67% of his games he has thrown for 200 yards or less. That's 70%, brother. That's damn near 1/3. So that's not my opinion. That's a fact. Like I showed you, bro, 14 wins out of 14 and 35 as a starter. Zach Wilson is 15 and 31 as a starter. Zach Wilson ain't played damn near 2 years.
Where is Zach Wilson right now?
Zach Wilson, I mean, he might still be on Miami's bench, but I'm not sure if they waived him or cut him.
Are they talking about bringing that boy as a second string? Second string is his name in the run-ins for coming over here to back up Bryce?
No. They the general manager, they're gonna they're going to bring in somebody. They're going to draft somebody, and that individual will beat Bryce Young out in training camp. So that the general manager said, "Let's hear, bro. Let me tell you something, brother.
I heard Dan talk about he
You
wants some
heard him now.
competition.
So
I heard. I listen. I
Yeah.
listen to all that shit.
Yeah. And the Bryce sexuals, the Bryce Disney adult fan club,
Uh-huh.
they act like they didn't hear that, but nobody ever. I never heard the general manager for Houston Texans say, even though CJ ain't been playing well the last couple of playoff games, they never talked about bringing in competition. They either talking about trading them or they not bringing competition. They never talk about bringing competition.
You talking about this year? They're speaking of that generally, like this year. Because when would they have
Carolina
that conversation about Stroud?
Yeah, they talking about it because the defense is the defense is Super Bowl defense. And long as they could replace that with if the quarterback, if Houston offense can get them at least like 17 points a game, they could win at least 80 to 90% of their games based on the defense alone.
Yeah, the defense ain't no joke.
Yeah, so if the offense is hurting the team, then we have to replace that offense. Just like, a lot of great like Sam Darnold, he has the arm talent. He plays within the scheme of the game, but the defense is pretty much what got Seattle over. They said Seattle arguably was one of the top 5 defenses ever in NFL history, statistically.
Yeah, and all Sam Darnold had to do is just be a regular quarterback.
Exactly, not F it up. So
just don't see ghosts, nigga.
Where's that? Exactly. So with Houston, they need somebody who ain't gonna mess it up for them. But yeah, even with Houston and CJ, being on the hot seat,
So
they
were you one of those who wanted CJ? I was.
Oh, everybody in the universe wanted CJ Stroud. Even the coach that got fired, he wanted CJ.
Man, I was so pumped up about that. Him being from right down, he about 2 cities over from where I'm at. I was so pumped
where's
up
CJ
about
from?
that. CJ from Corona, California.
California. Oh wow.
Just like Bryce. Bryce over here, he's from over here too. He used to be at Sierra Madre. Modern day high school. Modern day. Oh, and our coach is from right here in Carson. That shit tripping me out.
Carson. I'm gonna tell you how I know about Carson.
How you know
One
about
of my favorite rappers. He don't do too much no more now, but his name Bishop Lamont.
I know who you talking about.
Yeah, I like Bishop Lamont. He's an underrated person, but the West Coast stuff, Dr. Dre and them had it sold up, man. If you ain't talking about shooting and killing nobody, they ain't gonna give you no money.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like Carson. I visit California. If I had it my way, I would probably live in Southern California, but I moved to Phoenix. I like Southern California. I lived in Phoenix for about 12 years. That's the closest I could get.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't afford to live in Southern Cal.
Oh, man, it's ridiculous out here, especially nowadays.
Nowadays.
And they want a lot for a little bit,
Yeah, exactly. For a corner, for
just a little corner piece,
a little box. They want $3,500. I said, wow.
Yeah, but only what I tell people right now, because I spent a lot of time in Charlotte last year going these games, and over the years as well, being the age I am, we're around the same. So going to Charlotte, what I see in Charlotte today, like right now, today, I see old Los Angeles in downtown Charlotte when they got the vibes is going and everybody's out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. Everything revolves around in full circle for me. And I was like, damn, what do I call this? 213 to the 704, because that's been my adventures. And I'm an LA native. Strong roots in Mississippi. My folks, my grandpa, all of them is in borderline Tennessee and Mississippi Haven.
Okay, then.
So what I tell people now, just the vibe that I got from being there, everybody out having a good time, because, regardless of Bryce or whatever, there's a lot of people that like some Carolina Panthers. These youngsters is really starting to represent the Carolina Panthers, and I noticed that, and I'm like, man. So I blame a lot of that. I give a lot of credit to Bryce Young. You know,
no,
or,
don't get me
or the
wrong.
movement or the movement for Bryce Young. He just happens to have that position in the number one spot for the
Mm-hmm.
Carolina Panthers. You know, so you have to be 100 because if you're around the same age as me, not to cut you off or
No,
whatever,
you good,
but
bro.
you have to see. You have to be able to see that with your eyes that it's a different vibe. It's the same vibe that we have experienced as Panthers as long as we've been Panthers, right? Because we used to be serious about ours, and to see that from youngsters nowadays, because they ain't had nothing to look at, they ain't had nothing to hold on to
But
for
brother,
like the
we was
last 10 years.
youngsters too when that was going on. But
Yeah, but
they,
they had
th-
I think they had a lot of worse. Like at least we would have some games where the Panthers would hurt somebody. you know,
yeah. But now, I
these
mean, but
Panthers been
they
soft
what
as
they're
ice
looking
cream.
at now is, but they settling for mediocrity, brother. And a lot of these young people, like I say, they identify with Bryce because they see him as a peer. So they see him
That's why I
as.
say I can't get a Bryce Young jersey.
No, never do that, man. No, because no, never do that, man. Never do that. And like I say, people would think and assume that I have an issue with the gentleman. I don't know this man at all. He seems like a nice person. You know, if I
Yeah.
had a daughter, I would say, hey, that guy, I would feel comfortable with my daughter marrying him. But as far
hmm
as a football player, he's an absolute insult to the eyes. Watching him stay on the field playing, I
Yeah.
mean, brother, the coach don't even want him throwing the ball down the middle of the field. Everything is outside the numbers. It's either you catch it
We
or it
did
goes out
notice
of
that.
bounds.
Even my girl noticed that when we go to the game. She goes, "Why does he keep throwing it side to side?" I was like,
And
"Shh, stop it."
that's what I'm saying. The coach don't
She
even
didn't
want
even
him
notice
throwing the
that.
damn ball like that. That handicaps the team. It's 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 handicapping the team.
But he did start throwing it down the field.
What game?
I mean, he did in the playoffs.
What do it one or two times a coca? But I mean,
Yeah.
we got to
Nah.
do it
Yeah.
consecutively. Like feel more comfortable doing it. It's handicapping the team.
Well, this year he gonna have to do it, and I think that's why Canales stepped away from trying to make Dude be the offensive play caller so he can have somewhere to put the blame.
You know what's so funny? I've heard other podcasters say that, and now hearing you
Have they
say it,
been saying that? I ain't really
absolutely,
heard it.
brother, absolutely.
Well, those must be the real ones because that's how I
Man,
feel.
they have said. I was like, wow. So he said, because I kind disappointed in Dave. I'm like, damn, Dave, but I can understand because he's
Especially
in
he
a
was
rock and
so
a hard
convicted
place.
in him being the play caller.
But you could only, brother, that's like you telling your grandkids to freaking climb a mountain.
hmm
You know they can't
Yeah,
do it. So
yeah.
why would they blame the coach?
Set him up
Yeah,
for failure.
set them up for failure. And people, the Dave Canales people that don't like Dave Canales, I asked them. I say, in 2023, at the end of 2023, if I told you in 2 years the Panthers would make the playoffs with Bryce Young, you would have called me a lunatic. You'd have said that I am an absolute liar. I need to be in the middle institution because there's nowhere in hell Bryce
Mm-mm.
Young could get to the playoffs. And Dave Canales, the scheme that he devised for him, and then Rico, I say Bryce Young this year was divine intervention. I mean, that's just my take on it. But
Yeah. Well, at
brother,
least
look
you
here,
believe
brother.
in that.
What are the odds of Rico Dowdle running the ball at 200 yards a damn game, damn near 3 weeks in a
1,000
row?
yards. He ran for 1,000 yards.
And in the last 4 games, he really was putting out like 40 or 50 yards a game. So the little sample that he was getting 900 yards, he got like 780, I think, within like 3 games. Those the games that saved Bryce because he was on his way to the bench after the Arizona game. And
Yeah,
I mean,
he caught a break off of Rico because
brother, break.
I was in that game at Arizona. I was right there.
Oh wow! That's what I'm saying. So you say. So let me just ask you this. I heard a police officer say that, or detectives say rather, he said they're not allowed to believe in coincidences. It's either something happened and there's a reason behind it, or either way, it's gonna be divine intervention. What's
That's
the
funny.
reason for how was it like? I mean, Rico Dowdle, nobody expected him to do this. Like in that save, Bryce, in the defense, people blame the
No, the
defense for
money,
letting some people
the men
score.
that paid the money for Rico Dowdle They spent the money and they expected for him to do that because that's what he was proven to do. Straight up. That's what he did the previous year with the Dallas Cowboys. And he did that for like what? 3 years with them. He had pretty good years with them.
Yeah.
So
He had a thousand. He had a thousand yards.
they paid the money for that dude to do that. Now, us knowing that we had a back like that, I mean, because Hubbard was dog shit when he come out the gate,
Yeah.
you know, and he ended the season. So we have some expectations. That's why we hired him. Well, that's the way I see it, and I follow the money. You know, like everybody be on the free. Most people be on the free agency tip or the who we getting in the draft, and they got their favorite players. Well, as a Panther fan for all these years I've been through, man, I stopped doing that shit a long time ago. I try to evaluate who we pick and what we got and where's the money going and OTAs and then the 53. And I started looking at where the money go, you know. In regards you said about Dave Canales, I think Dave Canales is a great counselor for young men. You know, in football, I think he's been that type of guy where people just didn't trust in him. I'm not necessarily because he still hasn't proven it that his coaching skills are where they need to be. And I think that motherfucker's on the hot table, just like Bryce is next year. And I think he tried to reflect some shit by letting Brad be a part of that. So maybe he could take the film. That's from a negative standpoint.
I can understand that.
But I think Canales is more of a counselor to these players, and we're about to find out who the coach is, which now he'll be able to, you know, go up and down the field and see players, see what's going on. He could be on the defensive side more and try to see what's going on, you know. So we're gonna see what kind of coach he is. But
I have faith in him more than
Bryce. I have more faith in him than Bryce. But that makes sense.
I mean, of course, yeah. But so the change from Bryce Young from year 1, 2, and 3, what do you say? Who do you attribute that to, Bryce, or you attribute that to the coaching?
When you ask me that question, then I'll sit here and I'll think about it and I'll try to say either or. I try to play, you know, devil's advocate, but I'm going to say Bryce because I have to give it to Bryce because he's had a lot of changes. You know, his first
Baker
year,
Mayfield,
I think that's
the last 3 years, Baker Mayfield has had no. Every year, Baker Mayfield has had a different offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but he also got some really good players around him. You know, Baker Mayfield, he's had a defense and he's had fucking top tier offensive weapons on his side, along with linemen.
Even in Cleveland, his rookie year?
I don't really know about Cleveland like that. But he did some good things his rookie year, did he not?
Yeah, he made the playoffs. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying the mention to add the caveat of Bryce Young having 2 different offensive coordinators, you know, and his output was still marginal at best.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could hear, you know, but when an individual is already handicapped and is a visible handicap.
But the thing is, so when you say that, I still have to give it to Bryce because I think about fucking Jimmy Clausen when I think of shit quarterbacks, especially another boy out of California. You know, they gave that boy that money, and I think he just gave up because he was a bad motherfucking white boy out here in LA. Jimmy Clausen, his sorry ass. Jimmy Clausen, the one.
Oh yeah, I mean, Kyle Allen was good in high school and a little bit in college, but Jimmy Clausen, I mean,
But I was talking about physical attributes. I was trying to go to Jimmy Clausen's hand. That motherfucker couldn't zip the ball.
Yeah,
Bryce can. Bryce can zip that ball.
Where Where Bryce zip the ball? Bryce don't throw comeback routes.
I've seen him zip that ball, man.
No. I've seen a full moon every now and again. The full moon happen every day, brother. Nah, brother. I've seen. Of course, you've seen it 1 or 2 times, but
so do you watch the whole game? Or does Bryce make you so mad you like fuck it? I ain't fucking with the Panthers until this nigga gone.
I almost got to that point, but out of respect for people that when I call on podcasts and give my opinion,
Yeah.
I try to watch a good amount just to have an educated opinion. So if I say something, because I'll just say I give an example of when he did this and that. Okay, wow, when he did watch it, but the whole game, to be honest with you, I haven't seen the whole game outside of
Yeah.
within the last 2 years.
Okay, I can respect it. I can respect it. Because I've been there like you, where I was just like, man, I can't watch this shit. You know, like
That's what
19
I'm
and
saying.
20,
It's like
19 and 20, I was just like, damn. I don't know. But I can respect it. So, but anybody that comes in this room, like when I start getting some people here, there'll be some people coming through, but they know who Cali Blue is. So if they vibe with me, if they fucking with Cali Blue, they're not gonna. Those type of people not gonna come here.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, that's
You get respect. They respect what you say.
yeah.
I do have some diehard. I do have some partners. Most of them are against what you say like that. But there's my partner. He say there's a very loud 10% who are like you.
But the thing about it, though, brother, it's a 10%. But like I say, 14 and 35 as a starter. That's poor.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Yeah.
They just barely made 3,000 yards.
But look, if Bryce
games.
were to be 500, say Bryce won 8 games or 7 games his first 2 years, what would that say? Would that say something about him or the coaching?
That would say something about him because he's a quarterback. He has to implement the plays. He has to take advantage of what's around him. The Panthers, they drafted
even his first year getting punched for 66 times, 62 times he got sacked.
See, CJ, go look at the stats for CJ. Go see how many times CJ got sacked that year. CJ got sacked over 50 times. Mm-hmm. When Bryce got drafted by the Panthers was 1 game away from the playoffs. If we beat Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, we made the playoffs. The record we was 7 and 9, 7 and 10. Like that's
so let's just say what is A through an F? What is Bryce's?
He's up to grade? A D. He's up to a D, brother. He had a game that he threw for 54 yards.
Yeah,
he had a game.
But that's not the worst somebody has done.
That was one of the lowest. That was the lowest output since the 1960s in a game.
Yeah, but so what? We beat the Cardinals and they only got 78 total yards against us in a game in the playoff.
But the quarterback was hurt that game. I remember that game.
Yeah, it don't matter, but I'm just saying.
I mean, they only got the total
of 78 yards. I mean, there's been worse games,
No, I'm talking about individual games. I'm talking about a number 1 draft pick. I'm talking about the Golden Boy. When CJ got drafted by Houston had only won 3 games that year. The Panthers won 4 more games. The Panthers had to trade up to number 1. CJ got drafted. They had no O-line and they had no quarterback.
And if we were to speak on the other side and say trending upwards, you see the difference between CJ and Bryce in the playoffs. They're both losing, but Bryce looked pretty damn good as opposed to CJ.
Well, if we want to use revisionist history, we can go to CJ's first playoff game when they beat Indianapolis. No, it was Cleveland, I think. When they played in the playoffs. So I mean,
I thought you.
We could look at when the CJ played against Kansas City. In Kansas City, his first playoff, the second round. I mean, Bryce backed into the playoffs. Let me ask you this, brother. Bryce had the ball at the end of the game with 35 seconds left with 3 timeouts, and he got the ball on the field 10 yards. All they needed was a field goal to tie the game.
They dropped that last one though.
I mean,
he hit him in the hands, man.
Well, it was a low throw. I mean, but Jimmy gonna run the ball 70 yards?
So I'm just saying, he hit him in the hands to get a chance for another play.
You're right. You're right.
But I've asked that question to people. I'd say, so if Bryce had 2 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock left, or whatever Matthew Stafford had when he stepped on, right, and he scored what they scored,
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people said they believed in Bryce would take us there with 2 minutes and something, with a fair amount of time on the clock. 2 minute, drill.
That quite possibly could have happened. But I mean, I saw Josh Allen with 51 seconds get the ball down against Denver. So I mean, it's possible. I mean,
But
any
that's what
other
Bryce is
quarterback
known
outside of
for.
Bryce.
Unfortunately, that's what Bryce has been. That's why people are fans of Bryce Young. They love him. And I'm like, because he has come back from winning, regardless of how they got there. If he threw an interception or fumble like he was in the beginning of the year, he has come back. So all of his wins are from comebacks, which is a fighter, And if you know Panther football back in our history, we would win a lot of games. I've witnessed a lot of comeback games last second. Same type of shit happening, So if you look back, a lot of our quarterbacks were like that. But shit, in 1999, way back in Steve Berline, because they were talking some dumb shit, saying Bryce is a legend, and I was just like, y'all, okay, I got to talk shit to y'all now because y'all just saying some stupid shit. And I told them, and they were like, because they mostly don't even know who this cat is or whatever. They might see him in the white people wearing the jerseys and stuff like that. But Steve Berline, 1999, threw for 4,400 yards, man. Okay, 36 touchdowns. Right? They were 8-8 back when they played 16 games. You feel me? Bryce is here barely getting 3,000 yards with an extra 2 games.
Inexcusable.
Right? And
There's no defense to that.
And still under 500. So I'm like, so if y'all want to call somebody a legend, I mean, Steve Berline was a one-hit wonder. He lit up the NFL. That's when I started becoming a diehard Panther fan. That year, but the next year he didn't do shit.
I mean, if you look at the stats, he probably had more yards passing than Bryce Young in his worst year.
Yeah, no, he did pretty bad. He was only starting that year. I think he started that year. He was a backup. He was our backup quarterback, I think, in the Super Bowl.
And I think Berline.
Yeah, Steve Berline.
04 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Was he? I gotta look that up. Steve Berline, the backup.
Was he our backup, or was it in the
Super
playoffs?
No, I think it was. Rodney Peete was the backup.
It was 1997. It was he was the playoffs.
Oh, okay, yeah. He might have been the backup.
Collins. When Collins, he was a backup quarterback then. Way back then, I saw something.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember them making the playoffs the second year. I mean, the team
in the West Coast division.
The Panthers are the epitome of inconsistent as a franchise.
Yeah, that's why I try to tell people.
It is what it is.
Yeah, man. When I tell people it ain't. So when you say people are fake Panther fans, they would say, or they would come at me and say, "How you the hell a Carolina Panther fan?"
I'm saying,
I said, man, they pick me just as much as I picked them. I can't explain it.
There's no way in the world somebody would be a fake fan. What would you gain out of that?
Yeah, that just don't make no sense when I hear it. Like when Cam Newton came around, you heard that a lot.
Yeah, and I can understand that, but once Cam left and people were hanging around, you can't say they fake because there's no justifiable reason outside of being a fan.
Yeah.
I can see if you say I'm a Patriot fan or I'm a San Francisco fan, but to say you're a Panthers fan, like.
Yeah, and they would say that. I get that from being out here in LA, because we didn't have no team really, And the age I am, I'm like, man,
for years.
Huh? We didn't have no team. And at 2012, and you listen, in 2012, the Carolina Panthers almost came to California. They were going to be in SoFi Stadium. The bankers wanted them here. So many people with money wanted the Carolina Panthers here in LA. Yep, look it up, Google it, do whatever you want.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, man. Fun fact: the Carolina Panthers was gonna be the Los Angeles Panthers, bro.
And
that's SoFi Stadium, 2012. Look it up. And the only reason they stayed in Carolina because of the OG Jerry Robinson. He was like, fuck that. He doubled down on his to keep the Panthers here. But all the bankers and everybody who was involved with the owners with him,
Yeah.
And that's a banker city, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Charlotte,
yeah, and then we had that over here in LA. So all of them dudes was in cahoot. And that was a big
Oh,
thing,
wow.
bro. It almost came. I was like,
Wow, that's
I was
interesting.
praying. But it didn't last that long. The
Oh
talk was
man, I'd
over
have been very
by summer.
disappointed.
Look it up.
I'm gonna
Google
look
it.
that up. I'm gonna definitely look that up. That's interesting. My first time hearing that. Wow, that's very interesting, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
but I'm
went through a lot of
I'll check
yeah.
you out. I don't, brother. Let me tell you something. I don't know how you got on my algorithm, brother. I have
I
no
don't know how
idea.
either. I just been turning it on. And every day
Okay,
I
because
get
that's
one
so
partner
odd. I
like
was
you.
like, I heard the music, but I never really heard no audio. So today I heard some audio. I was like, "Oh, you on for real?" But
Yeah, I be talking sometimes. I just
but
turn it on.
like I say, I subscribe and everything. So when I get a chance, brother, I'll definitely chime in via the chat or on the on the StreamYard. But I certainly appreciate it,
Appreciate you.
brother. And
I
you keep
appreciate you
doing
for
what you're
stopping
doing,
by, man.
man. My pleasure. And you have a good evening, my good friend.
You too, brother. Take it
Thank
easy.
you.
Stay up.
You too. All right.
Yeah, that was a good brother. I tell you, I've been on here like 2 weeks now, and there'll be, if not two, there'll definitely be one, a good one, a Panther fan, a true Panther fan out there that come through. So that's what I do this for. Just to meet more and more, tell my stories, listen to their opinion, because everybody's opinion ain't the same, especially when it comes to these Panthers, these Carolina Panthers. So this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, Cali Blue, where I rep the Carolina Panthers, everything from Los Angeles to Charlotte. I'm going to take a break right now, and we'll be wrapping up. What time? Yeah, probably around 9 o'clock we'll get out of here. I'm going to take a break for a minute or so. I'm going to use the bathroom, and y'all sit tight. This is Cali Blue, and if you don't know, now you know, and fuck what you heard. Okay, we're back. This is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, Cali Blue, where I rep the Carolina Panthers. for more than 30 years. 30 years I have been a fan, supporting, some years by the hair on my chinny chin chin, but I still rep them, still support them. And although all the players, like we had just discussed with a prior Panther fan who stopped by the name of Leo, shout out to him. Leo Pure 302024. That's here's your name right here. Leo Pure 3024. Stop by. Shout out to him. Discussing Panther talk. So not all of us feel the same about our Panthers, but you've been here for 30 years like myself, you're going to be here to the end. So I appreciate all my Panther fans out there. Tune in daily to the 213, the 704 podcast, starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time. That is 7 p.m. Eastern time. Charlotte time. Like, share, engage, and subscribe. Keep pounding, #51. I tell people this is a podcast daily show talking about Carolina, Los Angeles, and the NFL football that we have here in the beautiful United States. I'm proud of you of being an American here in the United States, man. It's pretty cool. As corny as that shit sounds, man, I'm glad I'm in the United States. That's for sure. It's just as much as being a Carolina Panther. Repping this team for 30 years. I went to 7 games last year, y'all. 7. And we lost 7 of them. Good Lord. Yeah, we're going to be getting out of here about 5 minutes. I want to give a shout out to SDA Sports Talk. Recognizing a true OG out there and myself. I want to give a shout out to him. He talked about a lot of players that he wants on his football team. And some people who he thinks could really change their football team to that champion. That champion team, who those 49ers used to be back in the day. I think you guys could give us back Christian McCaffrey. How about that? I wonder if you could get Christian McCaffrey back, would you take him back today? For the Carolina Panthers, would you guys take Christian McCaffrey back? I think that's going to be my show tomorrow. But, yeah. Like I said, I like to stay in here for as long as I do. Sometimes I just have it on my computer. I just have no notifications on, and I'm not here unless somebody comes in here and wants to engage. And like I said, I've been meeting some really good Panther fans, so it may not go as fast as how I'd want it to be, but everything has its time. Everything happens for a reason. If you're a Carolina Panther, you're always going to keep pounding one, right? You're going to start watching the 213 to the 704 podcast, hosted by yourself, me, the hostess of the most is Cali Blue, where I rep the Carolina Panthers. Talking about everything from Los Angeles all the way leading up to Charlotte and the NFL. Like next season, is anybody going to go to a Carolina Panther game? If you're planning on going to see Carolina Panthers, I suggest you do some things like plan out which game you want to go see. Map it out. Just don't go to the game, but go there and go visit Charlotte. There's lots to do there, downtown Charlotte. How excited is everybody about the free agency coming up next week? It's going to be a lot to talk about by the end of next week. You know? Definitely be some interesting conversations. And hopefully we'll have a couple of players who I have in my mind. But I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx it. But I think possibly some interesting things are going to happen for Carolina with this upcoming free agency. And probably might be some hurt feelings if they do some things that the Panthers are capable of doing, you know, with letting go of some players. Because they've hurt some feelings throughout my career as a Carolina Panther fan. They let go of Steve Smith. Oh, my goodness. But anyways, we're going to get out of here. This is the 213 to the 704 podcast. Tune in daily to the 213 to the 704 podcast, starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Like, share, engage, and subscribe. Keep pounding, #51. This is a podcast daily show talking about Carolina, Los Angeles, and the NFL football. I am your host, Cali Blue. And if you don't know, now you know. And fuck what you heard.